Hello and welcome to Wrestleopinionated. This is our weekly show all about the shows of AEW. We are your hosts. I am Morg and this is...
Riddled with pollen, Matt Strange. And this is...
Staring in melancholy outside the window, Muir.
For you.
I've been kicked out of my living room because my missus is back because we're late and it's a bank holiday, so I'm just staring out the window in my kitchen. Hope my neighbour doesn't come out their back door and I'm just standing here talking to myself.
Why have you been kicked out of your front room to do this?
Because she's watching the TV.
Oh, alright, okay.
So,
yeah, fair.
You know, I don't need to be anywhere because I've got the wireless headset, so I may as well move instead of her having to sit somewhere else, you know?
Yeah, fair. It seems incredibly fair after your rage, I won't say rage, your annoyance at her drunkenly slapping you and stuff last night.
I mean, I'm trying to move units when I'm doing a cavalry flank charge and she starts slapping my arm and like, oh, this ain't good.
You've never heard the rage of a man as angry as Muir not getting to do what he wants on a Total War game. Just saying. How have you been, Morg? We've been playing Total War and Hobo Simulator.
Well, I went and did some shopping and then I came home and my computer has stopped working. So I'm currently using the Raptor's computer.
Which means why we're late. Late for us, not late for listeners.
Yeah. Oh no, this might be late because I've now got to try and get hold of all the bits and pieces that we use.
God damn it, Morg! You're impeding my delivery collection time.
Goods
and services.
Tech has not been our friend.
Oh well.
Right. So, and tech never is our friend. So. This might be the first time you've listened to our podcast, and as such, you would need to know that we have a tier list, which is how we give our scores for the overall of Elevation, of Dynamite, the individual matches of Dynamite, and of course of BTE. And Mr. Strange, are you ready to explain the tier list?
I am. It's a simple one again because I overslept this morning. And then I had to watch Dark Elevation. More on that later.
Oh, fun.
Right, tier list. You know them. You've seen them on YouTube channels. You've seen them on computer games. You know it from school when you got lots of Ds. And the D is, unironically, where we begin. Rank match is our lowest rank match. It's a bad match. You've had a bad time. The time is wasted. The wrestling made no sense. There was no point in it. It was a squash. D is a human being is Muir's life. Forever sad and failing whilst looking at the world's most basically drawn anime character. From there, we rock up to a C. It's an average match. It's good. A good average is what I should say. This is what we should expect. You've had a good time. You know while they're in the ring. Yeah, you might get some botches. Yeah, it's not the most exciting, but you've had a good time. It's a good filler match. It's enough to get you through your GCSEs because C's make degrees. And like my life, it's a C rank match. From there, we rock up to a C. It is from my perspective. It's good enough. From there, we rock up to a B. Often recalled as match +1. The wrestling's crisp and clear. You know why they're in the ring. It's just that shade above what you come to expect. Watch it, you go, yeah, that was good. You might not write home about it. What?
That was wrestling.
That was wrestling. And other markish noises you would make at a B rank match.
Smarks.
From there, you roll up to an A rank match. Normally our best of the week. Hopefully, it should be something we see more of. But it's what you come to expect as the best match. It's got everything. You know why they're in the ring. The moves are cool. No one botches. Maybe a little bit of comedy for the people. Some funky things you've never seen before. Phoenix bounces off 72 ropes, flips through the air and is counted. You know, that kind of shit. A rank match. I want my mind to be blown. Not blown as much as an S rank match. The magical wonder of a match. The match that only busts out once every, pay-per-view normally, unless it's WrestleMania apparently, which is embarrassing. But anyway, an S rank match is that top tier shit. Story in, story out, phenomenal wrestling. Cool moves, paradigm-breaking stuff. I want to go fork at the end of an S-rank match and send clips of it to my mates who don't watch wrestling, like a Mexican versus Lucha versus Joshi's. Anyway, that's it. D, shitty. C, good. B, very good. A, amazing. S, holy shit.
Yeah, but at WrestleMania, you get box-like structures outside the ring, mate. So what more could you want?
There were no S-rank matches at this year's WrestleMania.
Papa Shango, cursed a Harley Quinn cosplayer.
What more could you want?
Whilst an evil clown watched. More on Bray Wyatt's dreams being smashed next
Later.
Week. I think a friend of mine put it the best last night, which is, I can't believe I've now seen somebody die 3 times as they have murdered Bray Wyatt's career again.
What did he do? What did he do?
Bray. His dad was IRS and Vince hates taxmen.
But that was the character he gave him. That would be true.
Him for it.
Yeah, that would be true Vince, though, wouldn't it? Hating you for the character he gave you. Yeah, fair. Oh, God.
So, moving on, news. And we've got a couple of bits this week. Mr. Strange, you've got a couple of interesting rumours first, I believe.
Is it Ryback getting hit by the lid of his jacuzzi?
No, that was Ryback. I mean, does anybody actually watch Ryback for anything to do with wrestling anymore, or is it just
but
he's a giant?
He is a great meme, though. So that made me laugh this morning.
In Chris from WrestleMania. No, it's actually AEW related news. Would you believe on this
Really?
AEW podcast? Rumors are that Tessa Blanchard, Tully Blanchard's daughter, possibly a racist, we're not sure, and her husband Darga will be going to AEW. We'll keep an eye on that. They could use Tessa Blanchard. She is a big and powerful women's wrestler, well renowned, and Darga is, well, he's a good luchador, but he doesn't quite have that power of Tessa Blanchard. They might be on their way to AEW, because what we need is more wrestlers. We need them, Nick. There's not enough wrestlers in AEW.
We need more wrestlers.
Or on my side of the intrigue, though, Andrade has challenged Kenny Omega for the AAA title at Triple Mania.
Oh,
okay, it could be time for a little bit of Los Ignorables, a little bit of the Rebels coming back, a bit of Tetsuya Naito with the AEW title.
Finally, some decent wrestling.
Finally, some decent stables.
Also, Sean Spears going on about the Iconics getting back together for signing up for different companies. So Blake's going to AEW at some point, hopefully, because they would be good fun.
We are getting shades more of it. We are getting shades more of an actual women's tag league. More on that when I review Dark Elevation.
Ooh.
And we've got a big one, haven't we, Morg? A big possibility.
Yeah. So, allegedly, Dubsy are not happy with the fact that they are viewed as not being willing to work with other companies. And
wonder why that is.
Yeah.
I wonder why. Because of their years of showing they don't work well with others.
And pretending that other people don't actually exist.
Yeah.
Never mention the opposition. So now the most likely thing is that there is rumour that they're going to start trying to work with MLW. Obviously, we'll see where this goes.
I mean, it's the perfect time to start working with MLW after all of their rising stars like MJF, Max Caster, and Statlander have all left for AEW. But good timing, Vince. Sorry, Morg.
Sounds about right, to be fair, for Vince.
Swooping in.
Yeah, apparently he's going to work with this young upstart promotion ECW as well.
I buy them in the 1990s. I don't understand anymore. He's gonna puke.
If anything comes of it, it'll be interesting. Let's just leave it at that.
I would not hold my breath,
no.
Even if I was some sort of Olympic diver.
Yeah, I don't see it going anywhere. So, yeah, that's our news for the week. Moving on. No social media this week, Mr. Strange, I believe.
No, fuck all's happening. Everybody's the most important, the coolest thing in AEW social media is going on is that entirely in-character set of interviews thing they do on YouTube, which I forget the name of. They did
Outside the Ring.
That's the one. They did Sunny Kiss this week, and it all looks like it's fun in character stuff. But otherwise, no. I think we've slowly covered every individual's YouTube channel, Facebook group, and everything. So a quiet one. We'll see if anybody spices back up next week.
So that means, moving on from there, we move on to our reviews. And as always, we start off with BTE, or being the elite, Mr. Muir.
Right, so this being the elite starts with the elite outside discussing earrings. Unfortunately, Anderson doesn't have an earring, so he is mocked by the other elite for not having an earring. But then he shows off his little short shorts he's wearing, and then he starts spinning the strings on them by just gyrating, and then he just starts shouting helicopters for the boys as he does this.
What a Chad.
Then we get a replay of the truck hitting the trailer bit from actual Dynamite, sorry. And then we get the elite running. And then
the run meme was back. The run meme was back. Run.
Then we got that's fine. Then we get Gallows, who's running behind Anderson with his tiny shorts on, shouting, "Your cheeks are making me want to kiss."
God, I love them. They're too many dimes for this world.
Fucking ridiculous. Then we moved on to the Dark Order bit, which is just Stu on his own. And he's going to go beat up the Butcher and Blade because he just feels like it, basically. Then we start seeing surreal bits of him where he starts seeing Anna everywhere, but it's always other
really
people.
Like that. It made me laugh with Alan just like walking around corners before he got there and stuff. It was great.
Really well done. Then we moved on to Hagman that forgot the egg rolls. Silver, so they're going to have to cut off 5 sticks to feed him so his arm won't get
He's
lost.
12 inches off his bicep. Where are we going to get 12 inches? The great meta that is Five's penis plot.
Yep. Then we move on to the Bucks with Brandon, who they've now bought him a Cody face mask from back when he was pretty Cody in WWE. I think it was the same mask, wasn't it?
Yeah. He had his face broken on there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of enjoying the Young Lion stuff, but we'll have more of that later.
Yeah. Then we moved on to Pretty Peter trying to make friends with the librarian again, but he has to try and act cool around his new friends, which made me laugh.
Aww, yeah, poor Peter.
Then we moved on to Ryson, who interrupts. He needs to find a doctor, so he finds Luther staring at a corner.
Can you see I'm busy?
Who's been staring at this corner for 3 hours or something like this.
You know, we were very judgmental of him at the start, but having seen a bunch of interviews
I love
with
him.
Luther and stuff,
He's
I'm really.
I love him.
He's such a nice guy in the real world as well.
Yeah.
Like, you see his interviews and he's lovely, and he's like, "What are you going to do?" "I'm going to shriek and point at myself." Like, it's grown on me through sheer ludicrousness.
So, after saying he's busy, he just gives him a load of pills to resolve his boner problem. And then Luther just goes back to staring at the corner. And I think it's fucking hilarious. That just made me really laugh. Then we had a little clip from the Bucks being on Talking Shop Mania. Not Mania, just Talking Shop, sorry. Just going on about accidentally sending his bank account details to Trent and Luchasaurus.
Weird flex.
Yeah. And then to end it all off, the Young Bucks give fucking Brandon all his kit in a trash bag, which is a meme on
all the WWE releases, yeah.
That actually just do that. They just give you all your shit in a trash bag when you're fired, which is fucking horrendous, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I really enjoyed this being the Elite. I thought they did well with the Dark Order bit, changing it up a bit with the more surreal Stu bit. I think that was good fun. The Elite bits were ridiculous, but you know, that's what they are. So I really enjoyed this and gave it a B.
BTE, good BTE. I had a good time. I'd agree with you. It was BTE +1.
Yeah, this is another one of those ones where the Raptor wasn't sure if she wanted to watch it, and then we were watching it, and there were many chuckles. And at the end of it, like, yeah, please do watch that. Yeah, enjoyed that. So moving on from there, Mr. Strange.
Your review.
Time.
Am I going first?
Yeah. It's you first with your hour and a half of pain that you've had to sit through.
Was only an hour and a half this week.
It was 1 hour 27 minutes.
Oh God! Why has he been let off?
I'd like to welcome you all to a section I like to call AEW Dark Elevate those win-loss numbers. Sort of that. We called that. We open with Chucky T versus Phoenix, which I was very excited to see.
Poor Phoenix getting squashed.
Sadly, Phoenix does win with the distraction because Alex Abrahantes comes in. We get a good few moments. Chuck does this really cool back hip toss roll thing and then just sort of stares with serial killers. It's made me laugh. Tony Schiavone called a Falcon Arrow a power bomb. There's not many wrestlers where you have to get the Falcon Arrow right in AEW. I'd say it's Shida and Chucky do the deal. And not the best match, but fine. Good enough. Dolph Ziggler took on Ryzen.
He's still in this company.
Entrance for Ryzen, F for him. A couple of cool moments. Bernoni and the Pretty People interfere. Pretty even for most of it. Ryzen got a bit of it in. Should have an entrance by now, if you ask me. I'm loving the hunks. Solid and fun match, I'd say. Orange Cassidy just fucking smashed Dean Alexander doing all of his regular Orange Cassidy spots in order leading up to a Superman punch, which won. Super Bowl. If you're going to go out your way to watch anything, go out your way to watch the Pretty People's promo. It is Benoni, Avalon, Ziggler, and JD Drake. It's got little penis jokes. They're trying to dress him. He acts hard. It was a good laugh. I enjoyed it. The Acclaimed are back. Yeah. Actually, with Anthony Bowens, he is healed. We got a rap. They took on Gray and Alanis. Alanis is the surname, not as in Morissette. They're solid and fast. Job has got some offense, then it was over.
Fair.
Dark Order promo, 5 and Reynolds. 5 pretending to be Silver for Reynolds. Reynolds telling him to stop. Bit of shit talking of Scorpio and Ethan Page. Good Dark Order humor. I enjoyed it.
Cool.
From there, we rock into average 16-year-old schoolboy Nick Comarato versus VSK, obviously of Massage Envy fame. No entrance for VSK. Comarato did at least give him some offense before he fucking ate him alive. That military press into slam is better than Cage's drill claw, and I will stand by that. You can skip the match, though. First promo. I thought it was going to be one of those heartwarming video packages, and it had sort of that feel where she was like talking about I come from Russia and adopted at 8 kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it had like badass music, and then it showed her going to Stardom and like, yeah, I'll come back and I'll break your fucking arm, basically. And I was like, oh, this is nice. But I do really like Hirsch.
She is cool.
For Diamante and Amber Nova, new attraction-based tag team partner for for Diamante, brought in.
Move.
Versus Hirsch and Rio. I love at least 3 people in this match. I don't know Amber Nova that well, but we'll get to see her. If you Google her, there is Amber Nova the alternative model and Amber Nova the wrestler. You'll be able to tell the difference. One of them's in wrestling gear. One's almost got its tits out. Solid match, to be fair. Bit of fun, bit of back and forth. I'd say Amber was elevated. She got to do a bunch of cool stuff, brought up to the level of the people we know. And Rio won, and it looks like we might be getting some tag team establishment here, which would be nice. I'll watch Hirsch and Rio any day of the week. I love them.
They are a great team. They're just perfect for each other.
From there, we get Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page doing a promo. They're arguing over their tag team name, whether they should be Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky or Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. It's literally just them arguing who gets their last name shouted out first. A big 80s energy, arrogance. I'm really enjoying this tag team.
Good lad.
And Tesha Price came out to fight Statlander. Tesha Price got a full fucking intro, came out with music and air. Yes. Yes. She's doing her gimmick. She's got this screechy bitch thing going on. Probably needs to chill it a little bit, and then it was over.
Oh, yeah.
Statlander just came out. She did do that backbreaker lariat thing that we see in Dynamite, which we'll cover later, that I think is cool as shit, though. Team Ego versus Reynolds and 5 of the Dark Order. Reynolds and Scorpio have a lot of good fun. Like, Scorpio shows off against him, then he does it back and stuff like that. Cool. Good match. We get to see some of the Allen Angels we got to see at this introduction, which was nice. Stuff we've been missing, basically. I still really like Team Ego. Reynolds and 5 got some great offense in. Good match. Go and watch it. I'd give it a B. And we get to see an Ego's Edge, which is, as we know, my current favorite finisher. Interesting bit of plot work next. We have Nyla and Maddie Renkowski versus Swole and Velvet. Maddie Renkowski's actually getting like announced and stuff and being sort of bullied by Nyla in that sort of Serpentico way, but without the slapstick, so it loses a little edge from me. Swole did a great little scream run from an angry Nyla at one point, which made me laugh into some counters. Didn't see that much of the match because Ruth was mad about it for some reason and was making noise at it, but a very skippable match, I'd say. And then Velvet and Swole danced over Kowski after she was beaten by that. It was strange. Not the best match. Seidel took on Joey Janela, a solid ending match. You get some good technical
Joey
stuff.
Janela?
Yeah, mate. He just grows on me more and more.
Yeah.
They're actually really good together. You got slams, submissions, technical move. At one point, Seidel was put into the vertical suplex position, and he came round into a spike hurricanrana as a counter. Oh, that blew my mind. Joey Janela pulls off a wicked catch into a Death Valley driver, which Tony Schiavone called a Canadian Destroyer, but did correct himself. Is he fucking with me? I don't know. Matt Jackson, Shad Khan, who we know listen to this show, please explain to me whether Tony Schiavone is fucking with me. Anyway, Seidel wins it with the lightning spiral, but it's worth a watch. Better, less squashy set of matches. We actually got a few back and forward matches. I can't say any of like the good matches were really elevating. Like we know 5 and Reynolds are good and they're taking on. They seemed more like generic dark matches that I would find good.
Enjoyable matches instead
of...
Yeah.
I'm confused because I had a better time. The matches were more solid. The wrestling were better, but it wasn't anybody who needs elevating. So although I had a better time watching it, had it compromised its value as a show to please me? Who knows? Shad, please call back. Call back, Shad.
Why doesn't he keep answering your calls, mate?
Need a deposit for my mortgage, Shad.
Help.
Yeah, not bad. Terrible. Watch a couple of matches. Have a skip through. I'd watch Team Ego, and I forget who else I said was good. Probably just Team Ego and Hirsch and 5 and Reynolds versus Team Ego, and Hirsch and Rio versus Monte and New Lady, whose name I have already forgot.
Smooth.
There we go.
She was memorable then. Dark. As always, we are refusing to actually review Dark because it needs to get good again.
It's too much wrestling.
But I am gonna shout out Marty Cassous versus Brian Cage. It's an okay match, but this is important because Marty is ex Lucha Underground, played a brilliant crazy guy, very creepy character.
I loved him.
Yeah, really.
So he's my favorite reason for being a wrestler. Like that, he is a legit raised millionaire who makes millions by playing the stock market and has a business degree, and he does wrestling because he likes wrestling. How cool is that? What a lad! Sorry, Morg, I just jumped over you there, but it's important to have Marty's background, I feel.
I miss him so much. I love the sleazy guy that was a millionaire that just bought his way into Lucha Underground. It was a great storyline. Better days.
So yeah, that one's worth a watch. So, moving on. Time for Dynamite.
Can I just say, before we start the Dynamite review, how much I hate Dynamite's theme song? I just hate it.
This is a river.
I
I don't know. You've just got to start making up your own lyrics to the song.
I just hate
Once you
it
make
so
up your,
much.
it gets so much better if you make up your own lyrics.
Okay.
Trust me, I'll write down the lyrics I see. I can't think of them all except for "This is a river."
This is
the
a
end,
river I always hear now that you said that.
Go on, Morg.
Yeah.
Take back over.
So Dynamite starts off with JR Schiavone Excalibur on commentary. Taz then joins commentary, and we have Hangman versus Brian Cage, and Cage wins with the drill claw. Thoughts on the match and scores?
Oh, didn't expect that win, did I, going in? I think I might end up giving this a higher rating than I've written down. We get a crazy dub start, which hardly seemed fair, if I'm completely honest, but it was a solid beatdown. And then Cage just fucking took him apart. Like, holy shit. Got to see a second rope suplex into the ring. What phenomenal. Cage just catching Hangman from the overshot jump. He caught a fucking buckshot, and then he won. It's an interesting build for Cage, if a bit dirty, and I really like this. Like, although it was one-sided, I can't say it felt that much like a squash match. No. Like, it wasn't just... It was too long to be a short squash. I gave it a high C. I want to see where it's going. It's one of the best take-aparts I've seen, and it was dirty, and 100% blew my mind. I did not expect that to happen at all. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my high C. It was too one-sided to be a B, but the intrigue going with it is enough for me to be very positive.
Yeah, I'm really positive with this, but I'm not sure what I can give it as a rating, because it's like, it wasn't like the most exciting match, and it was a bit out of nowhere, but I'm really happy to see it. It really depends how they stick the landing for me with this story, because, what are they going to do with Cage after this? They have to build him after this, and it really is just the start of this story. So I was really happy for Cage, because I think it's what he needs. Also, it pushes Hangman down a bit, which means that they aren't going to build him up for Kenny Omega right now, which is good.
Good point.
So I think it's a good way to balance it all out a bit better. So I gave it a B, but I'm not sure if it deserves that, really. But I'm tentatively happy, but it depends how far it goes on from here.
Morg?
It was a straight C for me. I thought it was just a good, solid wrestling match. Surprised by the outcome. The Raptor did call it in the match.
So did Ruth, actually.
So the Raptor called it
at the start.
Yeah, and said, I think Cage might win this, because that'll be a bit different. But yeah. I gave it a C. So following on from there, Elite promo, Don Callis joins commentary. Any comments on the promo?
It's NJPW Kenny is here with his NJPW Bullet Club. I enjoy a bit of dumbass comedy. Still think that we should get a War Games out of them. We're going to need 3 more men on the other side, though, but I've got my predictions here, and that changes through the show. So, yeah, it was all right. Good enough.
Yeah, it was good.
Following on from that, Seidel Brothers versus the Young Bucks. Bucks win with the BTE trigger. We'll move on to what happened afterwards. What did you think of the match, and what score did you give it?
I had a good time with this match. I'm enjoying the Bucks' enhanced twattiness, and we got some good flippy shit in this. We got some Matt Seidel flippy counter fucking things. I'm enjoying Matt Jackson's stepped up twattery the most. Don't get me wrong, Nick has stepped up his twattiness, but Matt is the face wearer of the pair, shall we say. We got the weird Buck swap thing, which I like the idea of, but then I was confused.
This was bollocks. I'm sorry. You can't. They don't look at all alike. Fuck off.
They were face down. They got long hair and trousers. At least it was face down. We got a really good counter where Matt flipped Seidel into the tombstone position that was then encountered into something else. There were a lot of counters in this match. Slice and Jawbreaker Matt Seidel combo move is wicked. Dodging away from Seidel and him being flippy onto his own face was just fucking creepy when he bounced off that thing. A lot happened in this match. It was very colourful. We got Johnny Cage low blow as well. I thought that was wicked. But I found this an interesting, fun, and characterful match. I had a good time. I really enjoyed Brandon coming out with the ice and snow spray like he's in NJPW as a young lion as well. And I gave it a B. I think this was match +1. I was highly entertained.
I don't think there's much more for me to say on this one, really. You've covered the points I wanted to cover, the low blow, the young lion, and it's fine. Yeah, it's a solid enough match. Like, I don't know. I just don't care about the Seidel's, and that's more on me than them. You know, fair play, they're doing the best they can, but I just don't care. And, you know, it was solid enough, and it was a high C from me, but, you know, it was a flippy match. It was good enough.
You're the decider.
It looks like I was not as enthralled with this week. I might have been the miserable one because I also only gave it a high C.
Yeah.
And I would have expected me to have given this a much higher score due to
me too,
it being
it a low one.
lots and lots of flippy shit, and I do like flippy shit.
Flippy shit. Yeah. No, I just didn't grab me, like I was saying to you. It's just like, just wasn't infused by it.
It's not great, boys. We've got a bank of C's thus far. I'm just saying.
Well, I gave the first match a B.
It's all right.
It's okay. Following on from that, Jade Cargill promo. Any comments?
I don't even remember this.
You're skipping the SCU walkout, Morg.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
SCU then walked out after the Young Bucks Elite match and cut a promo on the Bucks. What did you guys think of that?
Loved it. I loved Kaz coming out shit talking, and I expect Kaz to shit talk, and I was like, there goes Kaz shit talking. And then CD did some fucking SmackDown Attitude Era fucking shit talking as well, and I was like, this is dope, and I gave it a B. I ranked this, it was ace.
You ranked it just so we're nice to it. Yeah, it was great. This is what I want to see from wrestling. They were good.
Yeah, I liked this. I like the storyline that's coming out of it and going along with it. Yeah, I think I agree. It was a solid promo.
They probably could have done with a few matches on like Dynamite, just showing them, you know, having this thing going. You know, that they've had the
No, just do it. We'll do it on the night. We'll
just do it on Dark. Right, following on from that, Jade Cargill promo.
I don't care.
Let's go from one of the worst parts of the show to the best part of the show. Let's do this.
Orange Cassidy with Trent versus Penta with Alex Abrahantes. We had a quick Penta Alex promo at the beginning. It's pretty standard stuff. I don't think we need to. Yeah. And then Orange Cassidy wins with a microphone assisted orange punch. What did you guys think of the match, and what score did you give it?
Oh God!
This match refilled my wrestling health bar. This match reminded me why I love wrestling. This took me back to my indie soul roots. Everything about it. We got the
match.
Fucking Alex start with him dancing out with Penta. The thing of the fact they both start trying to wind each other up, but they can't wind each other up because they're both the windy. They're both the winders, not the windy.
It had big Naito Jay Wyatt energy.
Yeah, it did. Bit of fucking theatre of madness. It was great. Trent's face after he missed the sunglasses catch and he just kept staring forward. The repeated opening were just trying to do finishers to each other and it being counted into a Cabradora, which I love, one of my favourite moves. Chatilda World Backbreaker. Say it the other way so JR's happy. Cabradora sounds cooler. Yeah. We actually got some great wrestling and counter wrestling in this. Penta caught a tope suicida, which for one is phenomenal, and two, he caught it into a military press, which I love. We got limb work, then it went back to strikes. We got a fucking beautiful Penta driver, like he was under that leg.
Yes, mate.
The arm break versus pocket spot.
Mate,
I would
this spot,
argue.
I had to pause and have a good chuckle when this was happening because Penta has such on his
fucking face
When-
selling it.
He's selling it so hard that he's trying to break this arm and he just keeps sneaking close to this fucking pocket. I'm just pissing myself.
Just so great. Arguably, for your more traditional wrestling fan, that scene probably went on a little bit too long.
Yeah.
But for me, it was
great.
beautiful. Beach break fucking out of nowhere with a weird shoulder spot I didn't quite get, but it's skippable for the rest of the match. Alex took a bump and got thrown into the ring.
Brilliant.
I quite liked the heels being out-tricked by the sort of tweenery douchebags with the mic punch.
Yep.
It was cheeky, and I think that cheekiness protected Penta as well. And we know Orange Cassidy is high tier anyway. I thought this was fucking wicked, and I gave it an A.
The only down thing that I have from this match, but only negative, is Penta's got another loss. But it's dirty, I'm fine with it. I don't really care about win-losses, but I would like Penta higher up the card because I love him. But yeah, this match was great. It was so enjoyable. Just had great fun watching it, and I gave it an A also. I've commented enough on this during your bit.
I love this match.
Mate,
I
it's
fucking
bollocks.
love
Absolute
this.
bollocks. If you like traditional wrestling, skip this fucking match. But if you love bollocks, this match is gold.
Morg, do you like traditional wrestling or do you like bollocks?
I like both. So I just think I was not in the right place to watch because I only gave it a high B, but the more you talk about it, I think I was being harsh on it and it should have been an A. I really, really enjoyed this match and I think I was just being harsh on my scoring. Yeah, this was really, really fun. And it was a great wrestling match. There were some clever little spots, some good comedy stuff. Yeah, but it was still great wrestling. So yeah, I'm going to agree. And rather than it's going to get an A anyway, even if I gave it my other score, I think I'm just going to go. Yeah, this was an A.
Good.
This match, it was wonderful. Go out your way, even if you only listen to us to hear us. I don't know why you'd listen to us if you don't watch AEW. But if you don't, watch this match. Shad, watch this match.
This
was just so much fun. Moving on from that, go on, carry on.
What are your feelings about May the 5th, guys? Because you're gonna hear May the 5th a lot coming up soon.
Oh, we've got the Brit promo first.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Don't let him take over your order of things.
So first, before that, Britt Baker backstage interview. Thoughts?
I enjoy every moment where Britt mocks the win-loss records because they should be mocked. Otherwise, she's just solid now. She is becoming solid Britting, and all right with that. It was just good. Ding. I say ding and give 2 thumbs up, not realizing I'm not on camera. There are 2 thumbs up here, boys, and I made a ding noise for the excitement. I'm good at this.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was fine. It was solid. So moving on. Do you want to do your bit again, Muir, about the date?
I'm through it now. I'm embarrassed.
Pinnacle and Inner Circle parlay. What did you guys think, and what score did you give it?
That's an interesting opinion, Stretch.
Motorbike entrance, big fucking boomer energy there, especially when you're not riding them.
When they're not riding them, and the guys are having to kick them along because they're going so slowly, made me laugh. But yeah,
I like the fact that Pinnacle and the Inner Circle both came out with little armies who just left. I enjoyed seeing Sean Spears speak again. Solid, I like it. As much as Sean Spears has been incredibly inconsistent as a character in AEW, I still sort of love him. I enjoyed Sammy getting his solid shit back, and then I was like, oh, everybody gets to go. That's nice. MJS is obviously good. Jericho's obviously good. Didn't feel like it dragged on too much. I think Tully may have been meant to say something, but nobody gave him a mic. Gave it a B. Solid. May 5th, Blood and Guts.
May 5th?
May 5th. Guts. But otherwise, good promoing.
My notes are now interchanged with my missus' notes, who watched the second half of Dynamite with this. So yeah, they explained what War Games is, which was nice. Also, they've made it so the heels have the advantage going into War Games, because War Games is fucking awful if the faces have the advantage, and it always will be awful when that is. So that's good. Then I move on to my missus' notes, which is May 5th, May 5th, May 5th, May 5th, May 5th, and May 5th. And also, where did Sammy's shirt go? Because it disappeared halfway through this, and we missed his shirt going.
It's warm. They're in Atlanta. You have to take your stuff off.
But yeah, no, this was solid. I thoroughly enjoyed this, especially Jericho's bit. I thought he was particularly good tonight, and gave it a B.
So I really liked. Heels should always have the advantage in War Games. It's one of the ways. I like the way they did it. It wasn't with a match that the faces lost. It wasn't even with the coin toss. I loved the fact that the baby faces went, "Fuck you. We will go in with a disadvantage because we are the baby faces," and I so loved that. I just like that's different, and it really made it stand out to me. And yeah, I've got to say it's at least a B. That if it hadn't been quite so rambling,
all agreed.
Yeah. So following on from that, right, deep breath.
Section, not a match.
Right. Yes. Yes. I have that written here. This is a segment. This is a segment. This is not a match. It's as a segment. Nakazawa versus Eddie.
God.
Eddie calls out Kenny. Eddie, then Kenny comes out, then Mox jumps Kenny. Kenny is then put in the ring, and they threaten to break his leg in the same way with the chair. Mox and Eddie get they threaten to break Nakazawa's leg, then then Kenny's leg. Don Callis comes out to give Mox and Eddie any match they want. What did you think of the segment, and what score did you give it?
Right, so you're holding the main heel hostage, and you've got his manager that will do anything you want at this point. So you ask for a non-title match against him and a jobber instead of an AEW championship match, maybe a tag match against the Bucks for the belt. But no, you just ask for a random match. But yeah,
I'm with you. I really enjoyed this moment. I'd have gone for a hardcore beatdown personally. Other than the thing that Muir has now pointed out to me that I didn't think about, the only thing I didn't enjoy in this was the Oracan, because I love Eddie. We all know I love Eddie. I love his fighting style. I love his promo game. But that finisher is awful, and I hate it. I loved how he didn't take Nak seriously and was like, "Get out of the ring."
Yeah, fuck off.
None of this. Fucking Cutler getting rolled out like a young lion to fight.
It was brilliant.
I've really enjoyed Moxley more and more since he's been with Eddie. When he did his little camp skip and a fake stomp onto the chair in Kenny's leg. I still had a good time. I'm tempted to roll it down to a high C, not a B. Now Muir has shit on it for me. But yeah,
I enjoyed it. It just, because these guys have been shown to be such smart faces at all times. Like, their characters have been developed so well that this felt like a misbeat to me just because of this. Because, normally they're so good.
Valid. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Let me see if I can pull it back, because I had another view on this. I really liked this, and I liked what they did. They went, we want the chance to kick the ever-loving shit out of Kenny. That is all we want now. We're sick to death of all the other stuff. We just want the chance. So we're going to put him in a match against the two of us with that jobber, and Kenny is going to get some comeuppance out of this for all the shit he has pulled. So, and I don't think they could have done a title match. Then you'd have been the trouble of, it'd have to be a triple threat title match. And then you'd have had Eddie and Mox against each other, which is an interesting story. But we've done that. But they don't care about the Bucks in the grand scheme of things. The Bucks have only just caused problem. Kenny is their main goal. They want to kick the crap out of Kenny. It's all about revenge on Kenny for the exploding barbed wire. For everything else. This is all about, and this is a very babyface way to give a heel the handicap match where he's got the handicap. This is a comeuppance way, so I didn't mind that. I can see what you're saying, and yes,
They'll just bring
intelligent
the entire
heels.
They'll just bring the entire elite to this match anyway. So
Yeah, we should. Well, this could be the comeuppance match, and it's also a safe way to give Kenny his comeuppance match without putting the belt on the line.
That is true.
To give him his comeuppance match with Mox and Kingston, and then they can go off and do other things. Maybe challenge the Bucks in the future. Maybe move on to the Bucks or the Good Brothers. But anyway, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was probably a low B overall.
It's a low B. I really do think it is. It's
Yeah.
just that I expect so much from these two working together that it just felt like a misstep for me with them.
Yeah.
Not just going, give us a belt,
And
take something away from them to hurt them.
Yes, and the fact that one thing we always like is that AEW has intelligent baby faces. It doesn't have dumb baby faces. So moving on from there, Sammy with the cue cards. It's pretty standard. I have missed it. I quite liked it. It's nice seeing a babyface version.
Good.
He did a weird thing with his mouth for the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think it was as good as the normal
confusing.
I think it's more fun when he's healing it up with them because they're more like, I don't know. I just didn't think these were as good as the normal ones, but
I just liked it. It was fine.
And it tells us who's starting the war games. So
yeah,
completely.
So then Taz and Christian Cage backstage promo. Any thoughts?
I really like these two together. Taz is obviously good. I enjoy Christian Cage building Taz and everybody around him. It's a really good role for Christian, I think, and I think anybody can have a feud or interaction with Team Taz now, and it's great, basically, because Team Taz are great. I gave it a B. I think this is great building for Christian and shows us where he is.
I really enjoyed this because this is where Christian should be. When Christian first came out and was holding up the championship belt versus Kenny, I was like, oh God, no, this is TNA again. But now they slotted in with Team Taz, perfect. Put over Powerhouse, put over Taz, put over what Taz is doing and how someday what Taz is doing is going to be a comeuppance to him. Perfect. I really enjoyed this and it was a B from me.
Not really got anything else to add.
No.
It was.
So is Cage going to go join Cage? The Cages are going to be
Cage
together?
and Cage versus Page and Page.
Well, we can't have
With
Page
Page
and
as a
Page.
ref.
I have a feeling. I was starting to wonder at one point whether we were going to get Page and Cage though. So moving on from there,
in a cage.
Penelope Ford
Pages.
with Kip Sabian versus Chris Statlander with Orange Cassidy. Statlander wins with the Big Bang Theory. Thoughts and scores?
Weird one. This I wanted to like this a lot more than I did. We get a military press. We get a strong start. We get some strikes. What seems better? Seems better, and Statlander doesn't seem rusty. Then we're straight into the break. Fucking straight in. Good.
Break killed it.
Fucking great work, AEW. We've not waited for this return and this thing for fucking ages.
But it's the women's match, Strange. You need to have a break in it. God, come on.
Ford tripped over after a kiss spot with Kip.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a couple of bunch of stuff. Statlander's back heel trip lariat backbreaker thing is wicked, and I need more of it. I've really missed Statlander. The catch on Ford's handspring was good. The Kip Orange Cassidy spot actually distracted me from the finish, though. So the camera was focused on them whilst the
Big Bang Theory.
went off. And I was like, sorry, I hate the series. I think Ford deserves better than to eat a loss she was meant to eat a year ago now.
Yeah.
Gave it a C. It had a bunch of good stuff in there, a bunch of bad stuff in there. Nothing on the ladies, Ford tripping over happens. That's not a problem. The wrestling was all good enough. Directing, choice of break. Not expanding the story cost this being a really good match, and thus it's only all right to me, which is a C.
I think they may have needed more time where they weren't just in downtime. I think they didn't have enough live TV time because they obviously went into the more slower heel hold sort of positions when you're in break because that's what always happens. and it just needed a bit more pop from Ford. I felt like she didn't really get anything from this match. You know,
it's
and
a feud from ages ago,
and it made her look shit because, like, my missus thinks that Penelope Ford is terrible because she's like, "What is this girl doing in the ring with someone that actually knows how to wrestle?" It's like, yeah, I can see why you see that when you've only seen her once and this was your only match of it.
She's got a really good hurricanrana.
Please, yeah, but I'm so happy to see Statlander back because she's one of my favorites, so it's good to see her back.
To give it?
I give it a C, mate. It doesn't deserve any more because it was. I'm sorry, it was just not very well directed. I
have to apologise. I gave it the same rank and just shit talked it. Morg,
C.
Are you positive? C.
C.
No, we were all disappointed with this match.
Yeah, this was a C.
Oh God.
I mean, I've said it before. I'm not sure whether the break is AEW's fault or whether that's Fight TV's weirdness.
They get to decide where to put their matches.
Yeah,
we didn't have any breaks for the whole Nakazawa.
I know.
Thing.
I know. I don't know because we have weird things going on, and they're supposed to do picture in picture, and I don't understand why they don't always do picture in picture when they've said they're going to. So
it's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
But still, when you're in picture in picture or when we're in break, the match always goes to that slow heel beatdown, so it's no fun anyway. So they may as well just stop.
Not.
Yeah.
Give them a break.
Yeah.
10 promo package.
They've gone badass and cocaine as opposed to wholesome. Sorry, you were going to describe it
was
more.
too wholesome. He
No.
his like bag of drugs out like he's got on BTE.
I don't think they can. I think you can get away with that on BTE. I don't think you can get away with that on the main roster.
No, but he could have still been badass. Like, I appreciate that Brody was a great man, and I appreciate that Brody helped all these different... I do. We've seen it a million times. But when Brody was on the show, he was actually a badass. Yeah, now there is no badass member of the Dark Order.
Exactly. Brody would want you to play your character. He wouldn't want you going, "Oh, it's so sad Brody's gone." He'd be like, "No, carry on your character. Keep strong and be yourself. Be the character you want to be." Don't be.
Said, I'm gonna big up the dedication they do later.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice when they do these things, but we are losing wrestlers as wrestlers to say, "I knew Brody and I'm sad."
Exactly.
It should have been like, "Destroy, I'm turned." Probably, his original fucking gimmick.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even rank it. I was
no,
yeah,
me
it was all right. So then, Factory, Nick Comoroto, Aaron Solo, and QT with Anthony Ogogo versus the Nightmare Family, Billy Gunn, Dustin Rhodes, and Lee Johnson. QT gets the pin after Ogogo interference. We'll cut it there because everything else.
Why don't they want me to? Sorry.
What did you think of the match?
Why don't they want me to enjoy a Nightmare People for a match? Why do they hate them so much? I've said this in every Factory match. I've gone, God, I can't wait to see these people wrestle.
No.
We get a dubsy-dub start, and a good strong start for average 16-year-old boy Nick Comoroto. Solid, not too exciting, but could have been. But, they went straight into a break.
Oh, God.
Shorty Lee gets a great hot tag, which does some great things. I complimented Anthony Ogogo's fucking dodge of... He does a proper rolling box dodge against...
He's great.
Yeah, isn't he? I'm winning him. Otherwise, fucking lazy match. And
Terrible,
I'm going to shit talk. I gave it a D, and we're not even into the extreme shit talking that's coming in a minute.
No, man. My only notes for the actual match, because I was so bored of it, but is Alex is a real big fan of Big Dick Comoroto. She's like, yes, that is what wrestling should be. I want to see ludicrous. I want to see ludicrous big man in wrestling.
Do you have to drink every time somebody says he looks like Bruiser Brody, though?
Yeah. Her comments were also, Big Shorty seems to be a really good wrestler, but he's so boring. He's just generic wrestler man, So she'd like more gimmicks, but she loves gimmicks. So, you know.
It's the best part of wrestling.
I know, mate. I know. I'm with her.
Morg, do you have anything good to say about this match before we start shit talking the other side?
I don't really have anything good to say about it. It was all right. I gave it a C just because it was a match.
I gave it
It was a match. I was not going to let myself be coloured by the dislike of the Nightmare Family.
That's fair. I am.
It was a match. It did all the things a match should do. It was all right. I'm not going to go and watch it again.
D.
So
sorry, Morg, but
following on from that,
it's time, Morg.
Gun Club attack QT. Factory come back out for the save.
I
and
love
then
how the factory just disappeared.
Cody appears and attacks QT. QT and Cody fight on top of the Nightmare Family bus.
Why?
Then, well, yeah, no, I suppose you're done. I was waiting for like the, and then this happened, but no, that's literally fucking it, isn't it? I'm glad in the previous sort of ending, Dustin got slapped with the cable. That was nice. I love Austin. I love Gun Club. I think their beatdown was super high pace and super quick, and I think it worked.
Yeah.
Then Cutie falls back to a bus with Cody obviously in it with his nuclear fucking Action Man hair, looking like the villain from Superman 3. We get a street fight, which is fine. I love a bit of dubsy dub. We get a recap of what's happened halfway through this. And look, Cutie went back to the bus, and I know, I just watched
this.
It literally happened about 10 seconds ago.
No.
For some reason, Cutie decides to climb on top of the bus.
If you're in trouble and you need to run away, don't climb onto something where you can be trapped.
You can't get up. If you're in a car park with an infinite amount of a space in Jacksonville and you're next to a bus with a ladder on the back, run through the car park. Don't climb onto the bus. That being said, though, when you are beating somebody up on top of a bus, throw them off it, smash them through it, powerbomb them into the roof. Don't put them into a submission. They can't submit. It's not a match. I know for some reason a ref's there. Not sure why, but apparently refs need to go with the beatdown, not security or the people who break it out. I know the rest of the Gun Club, the Nightmare Factory, and the regular factory have disappeared for some reason and are not here to help, but they put some mattresses on the other side of the bus and have Cody throw him off or something.
Yeah.
This stunk of Rhodes.
The smell.
Smell of Rhodes. It was overbooked, made no fucking sense.
Yeah.
I've seen women murdered in films about slasher monsters where the women have had more common sense than this, and they're running in their fucking panties and shit, This makes less sense than running and hammering on a door or hiding in a locker when the Jason Voorhees goes past. It was awful. I hated it. And although I only gave the entire segment, including the match in D, I'm giving it another D out of rage for how bad this was. Next.
What else to say about this?
Hi there, welcome. Rant of the Week's back, apparently. We weren't expecting it, but here it is. Sorry,
I don't think Cody should be allowed to book anymore. If whoever's booking Cody / Dustin segments, which I'm guessing is one of them, shouldn't be allowed to. They just don't know how to book. It's just so ridiculous, and not even a good ridiculous way. It's just bad. Yeah. And does a figure 4 do more damage if it's on top of a bus? That's what I need to know now. Does it have a
submission? Why did you do a submission?
Does it have a force multiplier if it's on top of a bus, Morg? I need to know these answers.
Come on, Morg.
From the old computer games, yes, anything you did outside the ring was always more powerful. It didn't matter what you were doing.
Good point. He's got a point. Oh.
Morg, you've got to be positive about this. You've got to end on a high. He can. I believe in him. The nice bus.
It was Wrestling Trope 101. There's a bus there. I'm going to climb on top of it, even though it makes no sense. It was all right.
It should be better than this.
Cody hadn't been gone long enough. Again, Cody hadn't been gone long enough for it to mean anything. I didn't get a big pop, and that's what you're trying to do. Is you're trying to get a big pop. Cody, you need to fuck off for a bit longer, in the nicest way possible. I like you, but can you fuck off so we can miss you?
Come back and do something cool.
Right.
I'll
now.
Not hiding on a bus.
From a bad section to a good section.
Oh, really? Oh, now this is going to be interesting. Kip and Miro promo. Miro attacks Kip.
Yeah.
It was fucking great. I really like this. Kip threw himself so hard from those throws.
He saw for Miro so hard. Fair play to the lad.
This is a new establishment of a proper heel that we saw hints of with the Chucky T plot, where he was trying to keep his friend and beat him into being owned. Might be dark, and you might not like heels, but abusive friend Miro is an inventive
new heel. I've not seen this done before.
I believe in. He fucking acted that. With the proper "you are my friend, we're okay now" kind of thing. I thought it was wicked, and I gave it a B.
Like, it's not nice to watch. Don't get me wrong. It's not nice to see this massive man just abusing another man, going, "We're friends, and you need beating until you're in order again." It's horrible, but that's what a heel is. He's nasty piece of work. And I like it because it's something different. It's more of a psychological, monster heel instead of just me, big, strong man, So I really enjoyed this, and it's good to see something different after the Cody Rhodes debacle just before. So I gave it a B.
And then Morg, why didn't you like it? Yep.
So interestingly, I'm not gonna change my thoughts. So the Raptor particularly did not like the abusive thing, but you two have kind of talked me round as to if that's going to be the character and we're having that as a bad guy. That's quite a modern bad guy,
isn't it?
Yeah, that is quite. And although yes, it is terrible.
Not meant to like him.
Yeah. Yeah, so my original dislike of it was based on I know it made the Raptor feel very uncomfortable, and she really didn't like it, and it didn't feel like there was a Kip face turn in it, but I think that's something that's going to come out of it.
They've got to build it, got to turn with Ford at the same time, realistically.
Yeah.
As you said, it's dark and it's mean and it's awful, but on the other hand, like, nobody ever really thinks about the fact that, Team Taz, I assume everybody in this chat has at least had the shit properly kicked out of them once.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, right. We tend to alleviate things in wrestling. We got mad at a period joke by the Acclaimed. We're upset at this beatdown. But Team Taz and Lance Archer have routinely just kicked the fuck out of rooms full of people, but we don't think it's bad because it's on a wrestling show. Correct. You're like, he just beat up 10 men for no fucking reason. And you've had the shit kicked out of you, and you've got burst blood vessels in your eyes, split lip, chipped teeth for fucking weeks. It's awful. It's fucking awful. So, seeing this modern dark take on something like this, it's going to be uncomfortable, but it's arguably only a shade worse than beating people up. And it's been sown in before with the seeds of how he was treating Chuck. So, it's dark, but you want your villains to be dark.
Yeah. Also, you're just thinking because we're so desensitized to modern day violence that, just getting beaten up, normal in a TV show.
Nothing, apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Good, though. Look at the discussion we got out of this promo. Yeah. And Miro can fucking act. I didn't expect it, but he can act.
Yeah, he's good.
He is good.
Arm slam was brutal, though, in the door. I was like, fuck. Like, I actually watched it like, shit.
Yeah, mate, don't do that. That hurts.
So,
anyway.
Moving on from that to the last match. 10 with Dark Order versus Darby Allin with Sting for the TNT Championship. Darby wins by pinfall. We'll move on to what happened afterwards. What did you think of the match, and what scores did you give the match?
I sarcastically wrote down at the start of the match, I wonder what Sting's spot will be. Fair play to the boys. And looked beastly, and Darby made him look great. Standard good Darby match. He's being thrown about and beat, and he makes his opponent look good. He wins with some combination of skill and interesting things, And has got better. We've been critical of him in the past for being a little bit too green for the main event. Not putting him down, he's very good, but you could see that greenness in him. I'll just say the same word again.
Whatever.
I have to go back against something I have criticised before. We had a little brief period where we whinged about the delayed vertical suplex and them doing it, and it did get overdone by the Inner Circle for a bit. When 10 did the vertical suplex count for 10 and dropped afterwards, I was me and the missus looked at each other and I was like, pretty good. Yeah, we were like, oh, yeah, I like that. That's so... Play to 10's vertical 10 count. Oh, I love it. And he did a one-arm deadlift powerbomb that was
sick.
Grotesquely strong.
Yes, mate.
It was a good showing of tech versus power. 5 did wander over one point to join in a wobbly dance to help save 10. Literally wandered over to stand next to him, which made me cringe.
The stardom levels of what you're doing there, mate.
Exactly that. The Sting spot was once again completely unnecessary. They should have saved that for when Ethan Page came out to do the pong. That's where Sting should have activated. Not oh no, Dark Order, you're previously where I've scared a man who got in the way and I scared a man who helped somebody up a bit. This time, he's like a really aggressive high school teacher. I love the fucking slingshot wheelbarrow suplex that 10 does. It's fucking golden. And we got an interesting pin win out of nowhere with the kick-off, shoulders down, turnbuckle thing, which I liked.
Something different, wasn't that?
And Darby did his Brody dedication afterwards, taking the armband, which although I criticised, it's sweet. It's nice that he's doing all this for the boys, as much as I criticised it earlier, but I think that's a means of presentation.
Yeah.
That being said, I think it was a good match. I gave it a C. Arguably a bit higher without some of the shenanigans and the necessary Sting spot because I'm getting a bit fucking sick of it. Yeah, I see. It was a good match. I had a good time.
Is Darby heel now?
He just does heely shit.
Okay. He gouged Darby's eyes, 10's eyes, and he ripped his mask in this match. I was like, okay.
This was something, it's interesting you mentioned this is something that me and the Raptor noticed. He's wrestling like Cody used to, and we liked Cody, which is you will do anything to keep that championship. You will not wrestle pure face to keep that championship.
My notes are written by Alex Cornett at the moment, because my missus went proper Cornett during this. She was completely complaining that Darby stood any sort of chance against 10 because of the size difference. She enjoyed Pink Shirt Man, that was Ethan Page. She thought he was Dimes.
He's got patrician taste.
She screamed, "Don't hurt the OAP" when they were beating up Sting. This match was fine, jokes aside. It didn't really do much for me. I feel that Darby deserves someone a bit, more experienced for his, end of match title matches. I feel like, as much as I like 10, I don't think he's ready for that sort of thing. But that may just be me. And yeah, it was solid enough, but it was a C from me.
Right, a bit more.
C's across the board. C's across the board. It was a good match. It was a good match. I watched it. I wasn't distracted. Yes, I agree with you on the Sting's helicopter dad. Look, Sting's better when you just leave him as this presence in the background. Have the Dark Order boys sort of run over to the other side.
Cheat. He's gonna do something they can cheat.
You want them to be well. You can't. They're baby faces. This is the problem. You shouldn't be doing this with a babyface team. I thought this one, if I remember correctly, this one I thought was slightly better because it was more Sting went over to make sure nothing was going on, less than getting in anyone's face. And I have less problem with that, but you need to make that even more obvious that he's just going over there, having a look. No, you're not doing anything wrong. No, hands up in the air, backs off. That's fine. If you're gonna do that,
old man noises.
If you're gonna do that, but yeah, it's. I'm getting a bit annoyed with it now, and I appreciate.
You're a goth.
I appreciate they want Sting. They want Sting there. You know, he's the big draw.
Does he draw? Like, I'm being serious here. Is Sting actually drawing anything or adding anything to these matches?
He's giving them the legend of Sting. That's what it is. I mean, he is their old legend. That's
okay.
I'm in my 40s. I know what the kids want. We need to bust out that Sting man from when I was a child. Everybody loved him. I'm sure these up and coming new 18 to 20-year-olds who are into wrestling love this man.
But that's not the only audience you're after, remember. You're still trying to...
He's been on every main event. He's been in every main event match for the last 4 episodes. His love, from what I'm establishing, the women's younger demographic goes up when Wardlow's on. Darby's super over, which is great. Orange Cassidy, some best friendly things. He did bust out some of the youth. Just... give Sting a night off. I'm sure his knees hurt.
I'm sure he could be tucked up in bed early.
Moving on from that, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky come down, beat down on Sting and Darby, and then Lance and 10 for the save to end the show.
Play that same song again.
I wrote down "Where's Lance" when the beatdown bell. Play that same song again. This is the 3rd or 4th, and as we know, I love Lance, and I have been shouting about enjoying Lance as Tweener Destroyer Man for ages. I love Jake, and I'm aware Jake's he's not well. I saw an interview with him, and he had some tubes in his nose. They probably need to move Lance on somewhere else. It was nice that 10 came out again, but we've literally seen this every week for about 4 weeks now.
Yeah, I'm bored
of a full month of it. I'm bored. I'm bored of the same thing. This is one of the reasons I don't watch so many superhero films, because it's the same plot over and over again. Except this time it's the same plot with the same people at the same time of day on the same show in the same match position. Give it a break. Just give it a break. It's all right. I'll watch the Bucks versus SCU as the main event and not as the opener. That'd be nice. I'll watch who else? I'll watch Team Ego versus whoever, which is obviously what they're going for, but nobody addresses them. Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky have come out 4 weeks now
and caused shit. Yeah,
and nobody's Darby and Sting haven't even gone, oh, who are they, or addressed it in a promo. Like, I love the Ego's Edge, and I have bigged up this move a lot. I think it looks fucking sick. It's a Razor's Edge just with more distance.
Correct.
And it's great. I think one of them would be like,
yo, why are you doing this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, do you want to fight to solve this? I'll give you a fucking championship match, you know? Or whatever.
Lance could have done something. Maybe Lance could have a main event fight. We could have Lance versus both members of them in a handicap tag match. That'd be cool. I'd watch that. Lame and lazy. Lazy finish, and I'm getting disappointed with the ends of these shows, especially when we get such good content in the middle and towards the beginning. So it's important to get the viewers to watch your show. Chad, listen, tell Nick. It's important to get people to watch your show, but you do actually want them to keep watching it. You know, the whole thing. End on a high note is what I was taught in talking to nerds in big circles.
The important stuff. The stuff where you make the big money.
It's strange rants this week, isn't it? I'm an angry boy.
I'm with you, though.
the problem is we've got no story for this. We just Lance hasn't turned face. Is he just going to turn on Sting? Is he turned face? Can we have the reason why he's backing up Sting? Is it because of the things Sting said? Can we have Lance or Jake? If you're still not comfortable with Lance talking as much, or maybe he's not quite ready to cut that kind of maybe babyface promo as equivalent of that. Jake can fucking cut that kind of promo. He used to be the second tier face, so he can do it. Well, we've talked, me and Lance have talked, and Sting was right, and it looks like Sting's seeing the future as it is. So we've got your back. Just a reason. Just give us a reason. But this needs to turn into an actual storyline and stop just being a thing that happens. Yeah.
Sting stops moment in match. Ethan Page and Scorpio come out to assault the match. Lance scares them off.
Problem is, we also saw this for 12,000 years beforehand with the Team Taz bit. The Darby booking is just always the same spot repeated since he's been with Sting. If anything, I think he's a fucking albatross around the guy's neck. I don't think he needs it. I think he was dimes before with his like little indie videos and all that shit. And now I feel like it's just getting this repetitive, boring.
They look the same, and Sting was there. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I take everything back.
Why don't you understand?
Sorry. I obviously.
TNA. WCW. TNA. Yeah.
Yeah.
A good match with a weak finish to a show that would have been much higher rated otherwise.
So, did the power of letter maths, Mr. Strange?
I think it's going to be a C.
I think it's a C.
We've got a couple of D's, a single A, and a bank of C's and B's. But do you know what takes the edge at the C's and B's? It is the C's.
Is it the race edge?
Yeah, we had a good time. It was an ego's edge. It's better. And, he hasn't wrecked his life with drugs. Good show, a lot of good story work, a lot of new promos and things showing us some new directional stuff, a lot of good matches, one of my personal favorite matches a long way. We've got indie power, some good wrestling, but it sort of fades away towards the end of the show. We got an underwhelming women's match, an overly complex Rhodes bullshit smeared over
my favorite
factory and the final match. Slow down a bit, but good episode all in all. Though we had nice clips wrestling, a bunch of stories, and some good stuff. I'll stop labouring the point about the things that make me angry. A good show.
We just want it to be better sometimes. That's all.
We just want better.
So there you have it. That's our thoughts on this week. Our thoughts on this week. If you've got thoughts and you want to send them to us, or you've got questions, you want to hear something what we think of something, you want to give us a match to review, or just give us something to rant about or talk about, you can get in touch with us at wrestleopinionated@gmail.com, WrestleOP on Facebook, and WrestleOP1 on Twitter. Now, we have no questions this week, but we do have a discussion. And it's something that we've kind of hinted at for a while, and mentioned about. Now it's going to be, I think, a little bit difficult to do this straight as it's written. So okay. I've put a little bit of an extra sort of rider on it.
Go on. Oh, a little bit of last minute flair.
Kind of. It's the most underrated who is the most underrated wrestler in AEW, or more so, I think a better version is, who is the wrestler we would like to see get a push in a different direction to show his skills? Maybe have matches against Phoenix, that kind of thing. Just because I think to say the most underrated isn't necessarily fair, because I think a lot of the wrestlers are quite highly rated.
So, not the one, the example. It's obviously, I'm in, and I don't know if he necessarily needs to push in a different direction, but when we were planning this, I did what I normally do and tried to look for people I think are better examples just to be disagreeable. It's Stu Grayson. He's fucking great. He's so strong for his size. And sadly, the original Dark Order, like, I love Uno as well. You watch Uno, he's got great characters, he's got a bunch of really inventive moves.
Yeah.
Them as a tag team, and especially if you watch a bunch of their
They're the best tag team they've got.
100% great combo moves, a different style between the two of them, which is what you. As much as I'm enjoying Team Ego, as much as I like the Bucks, having that
the
difference.
Same wrestlers, yeah,
they're the same wrestlers. We've seen him pull off Nightfall on some phenomenally huge human beings, and that's his over the shoulders breaker, if I recall. He's just fucking great. He's so good. Arguably, if I did want to throw a secondary person into there, and this isn't just for the hilarious meme, I think our other French representative, who's actually Portuguese, Shanna, could do with a better push on the women's division point, but she has been trapped across seas due to lockdown for some time.
That makes it very hard, you know.
Definitely not commenting on her because she talks to my missus on the internet.
She does have a better push, jokes aside. For me, Alan Angels 5, I think, is a bit wasted as the jobber for the Dark Order because he's fucking
There's a lot better in that match on Dark Elevation. You might want to watch that. But
most of the women's division deserves better, but we've discussed this until, the cows come home. So, there's no point belating that point. Who else would I rather book better?
Sadly, I think
Pentagon Jr. I think that he should be booked as a top star instead of in the middle
Penta El Zero M.
Oh, fuck off. Just call him Pentagon Jr. Tony Khan, you're so rich. Just buy his proper name, please.
His dad is richer than Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, fair.
Yes, mate. Just buy his proper name. It wouldn't cost that much.
Just buy Lucha Underground.
Yes. Do that.
Bring back El Dragon Azteca Jr. He's Ray Horus in AAA.
And he's beautiful. Yeah. I don't know. It's a hard one with that one because they have so many good wrestlers and so little time to actually debut them.
So little time. There's 6 hours of wrestling.
I mean, on the actual show, I don't count.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So
we should count Dark Elevation, but it's all squash matches except for this week, which was actually okay.
Yeah.
But it's meant to be the second show.
Well, we'll see when the actual second show on TV starts at some point, I imagine. But also, they've had a lot of issues due to COVID. Like, I can imagine Pac would have got a better push. I imagine Shanna would have got a better push. I imagine all the Joshis would have had a better push if, COVID hadn't happened. So, it's a hard one, this, really. Like, I don't know.
I'd put Grayson up there with, and I don't think this other person is underrated, they're not an AEW star technically. I think Grayson is like Anderson.
Yes.
He's the better wrestler in a tag team with the bigger character, if that makes sense. They're both highly technical people, and we're comparing Anderson to Grayson. Grayson arguably has a more Dimes look, but I get the feeling the original Dark Order duo have sadly been out-memed by the team of Reynolds and Silver, who I do love, and I do think they're great, and I think, in fact, Reynolds is an underrated wrestler.
Correct.
He's been so overshadowed by the screamy, mean power of John Silver that you don't get nobody pays attention. He's got some great counter roll round bodies into pin things. He's highly athletic. It's basically all the Dark Order backup tag team guys. I mean, Reynolds isn't the backup tag team guy.
Yeah.
He didn't get over like Silver did.
No.
Jason isn't the backup tag team guy.
But it just shows that
Uno.
Being good at wrestling doesn't matter at all.
Is a better wrestler than 10.
Yeah.
100%. And yet everybody loves 10 because he's big.
Yep.
However, if we are looking into the Dark Order, if we are going with somebody else who is underrated and isn't being given his time in the sun, Cabana. Walters held multiple indie championships, had a great record in Japan with Forgotten his name. Best wrestler in the world. Could be anyone. The true ace. I know. Has held titles in MLW and NWA. Has a great selection of classic wrestling moves, strong style, British, and comedy wrestling. And his last match was a loss to Max Caster, in fact. Basically, it's the Dark Order. Anybody who's not the big name in the Dark Order is underrated. But I suppose they're your young lions, realistically. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I've just gone on for ages. Somebody else have a go.
Morg?
To be honest, I think you've covered everyone. The person I think I'd like to see get a push is Layla Hirsch.
With her promo package and her Rio thing, I'm fucking with you. I love her.
Yeah, I'd like to see her get more of a push at the minute. But again, I'm not entirely convinced I can say that she's underrated. I just think they're not using her character to the best.
Got some Rio shades now.
Yes, we shall see how that goes. But yeah, I obviously I was originally going to talk about Stu Grayson. I mean, Stu Grayson from the day one, I've been like, I had no idea who they were. They were new to me. And the whole time I was just like, that guy is just so good in the ring. So there you have it. That's our show. That's our thoughts. Who do you think is the best?
Dark Order?
Who do you think is the best wrestler or the most underrated wrestler? I'd like to thank Anchor.fm for hosting the podcast. If you want to find us, we are Wrestleopinionated on Anchor.fm, YouTube, and Spotify. Over to you, Mr. Muir.
The correct answer for this was Mayu and Naito, who will be forming the new mixed divisions tag team championship soon.
My hand can't hold that many yen. I'm just saying.
But as normal, thank you very much for listening. If you want to send anything in, please send it to wrestleopinionated@gmail.com, WrestleOP on Facebook, and WrestleOP1 on Twitter. Over to you, Strange.
If we're actually going for wrestlers who have been in pictures with Naito, the one he is most commonly pictured with is Io Shirai. So there's a big time stable for you. Mate, could you imagine the yen raining from the sky? Anyway, have you enjoyed listening to the show? I know I've enjoyed being on it. I have been an angry boy today, but if you've enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Why not click that little subscribe button? Give it a share. Send it to your mates. Leave a little comment. Maybe I'll swear back at you from my actual secret YouTube thing as opposed to anything official. Then you won't know it's me calling you a cock. Anyway, yeah, please like, share, subscribe, hit the little 5-bar thing. Thank you very much for listening. We do appreciate your time with us. To you, Morg.
And all that's left to be said is push the other members of the Dark Order.